Howdy folks, and welcome to the video for the German Tier 6 premium destroyer, the T-61, part of my ongoing series today, where I get to indulge my obsession, my newfound obsession in Tier 6 destroyers, which I had very little experience with and came into with a very negative attitude, but I am slowly coming around. This ship also impressed me. I don't know if it's better than the Gallant slash Jurawa, but it's at least as good. I guess the main advantage you have here is the Hydro, which is super handy for avoiding incoming torpedoes. That's definitely a plus. You still get the smokes, you still get the speed boost, you still get pretty solid HP, pretty good quick firing guns, not amazing alpha, but you know, they do all right. Yeah, the torpedoes hit reasonably hard, go okayishly fast. I wouldn't say this ship is, you know, anything amazingly special, but it's good. It's nice and solid and playable and workable. It doesn't have quite as good a turning radius as the Gallant, but it's much better than the Schoenberg. I guess really what I'm learning here is that the Schoenberg is just kind of terrible, or at the very least not my style. This is also a bit of a shorthanded game. It's because I'm playing in the middle of the day. At least this one is 9 on 9 and not 6 on 6. My goal here in this flank is just to find the enemy destroyer and then outduel him, or at least get him to go away, and then take care of the Fuso. And that plan is going to pretty much work. I don't think I'm going to do an amazing job. I will eventually get sunk by the Fuso. I'm going to get a little greedy near the end, but I think it's going to be above average gameplay and definitely showcases the T-61. Not as good of a game as the Gallant or the Jurawa games for me personally, but still a win and still a pretty good game. And a good reminder of the thing I keep harping on, which is how important it is to not die. I mean, not that this Icarus is going to play exactly badly, but he is going to die. And when he does, the Fuso is it's just red meat. Grist for the mill, as they say. I don't really know why he's not shooting. I guess he wanted to go dark. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, he wanted to go dark. I don't want to get shot at by the Fuso. If the Fuso is smart, he's going to... Oh, and here it comes. Yeah. I mean, not the worst. But I do not want to stick around and get shot at. Was that the Icarus firing like one shot? Oh man, don't do that. Yeah, so if you're going to shoot, you have to either have a plan to get behind an island or into smoke, or you have to commit to the shooting. Don't just shoot once. He's going to do a good job of dodging my shells. And it goes dark again. So yeah, bit of a back and forth here. My torpedoes are right on target. Let's see if he notices them. If I remember correctly, he does. I think he avoids them. But you know, one of the underrated aspects of firing torpedoes is, even though I think he is going to avoid the torpedoes, it adds to what I would call cognitive load. Basically the number of decisions you have to make. You see he's not firing, and I don't know why he's not firing, but I wonder if one of the reasons is that he just confused himself with avoiding those torpedoes. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure what he's doing here, if I'm being totally honest. Obviously you're going to win every gunfight against a destroyer that doesn't shoot back at you. So yeah, I don't know. Oh, there he goes. Oh, why are you shooting now? Well, don't know. Not sure what happened there. Can't claim that was like amazing play on my part, but yeah, I mean, I like the quick firing guns on the T-61. I've always been more of a fan of guns that fire more rapidly, assuming they're not utterly anemic. Mostly because it gives you more opportunities to adjust your aim and respond to the movements that the enemy ship might be making. The guns have a pretty good trajectory too, as is common for German shells. Not bad. I love having this nice comfy 2 kilometer, almost 2 kilometer 1.9 kilometer stealth range. 6.1 detect is great. I mean, it's basically the equivalent of the Gallon and the Jerwa. This Cachalot's going to play reasonably well. Yeah, this Fuso is just in a world of hurt. I mean, he's got a submarine, a cruiser, and a destroyer all in his face. I probably should just sit here and smoke and like torpedo at range. I'm not going to do that because I'm dumb and also maybe a little bit lazy or at least greedy. I'm aiming for his conning tower. It's one of the only places I can reliably hit and do damage. Although the pen on these T-61 shells is pretty good. Actually, I'm probably wrong about that. I'm probably aiming for his conning tower a little too aggressively. I probably, because I think I have IFHE on this because this is Gunter Luton's commander, which is one nice thing, of course, about a premium destroyer. Yeah, so I'm gonna. This is probably not smart. I'm thinking I can maybe take out both of them because the Fuso is such low health, and especially because he just shot. But he's smarter than that. I was hoping I could get him and then get the submarine. That plan is going to half work. Anyway, my bad. Not my finest hour right here. Yeah, he's totally going to work me down with his battleship guns. Come on, fire the torpedoes. You need to get him off before he kills you. He's gonna kill you. Yeah. Okay, wish I had that one back, but still, it's fine. His doom is imminent. There you go. There's my. It's just a flesh wound medal. So yeah, what is that? 22,000 damage in one kill. Not the most amazing thing, but sunk the Fuso and contributed heavily to the sinking of the Icarus. So, this flank wound up being, I guess I would call it a draw. I mean, the Cachalot lived, and he can theoretically cap A, but he's going to have a tough time now. It's 3-on-2, and the Gate is on low health. So I feel good about our chances. But yeah, the T-61, another good tier 6 destroyer to add to the pile. Kind of hard to compare it to the Gallant after only one game. But I would say, broadly speaking, they're similar. Yeah, I mean, the differences don't feel massively critical to me. Having Hydro is nice. Now, later in the game, as you go up in the tiers, those German destroyers are going to rely on that smoke hydro gimmick, where the hydro range is going to go out a little bit and the duration is going to stay very long. And so that becomes the thing. But at this level, I think the hydro is only like 3 or maybe 3.5 kilometers. And so that's not really going to cut it for that tactic. Yeah, now we just have to kind of wait it out. I probably should have cut this chunk of the video. Oh, well, sorry about that. You only have about a minute or so to wait. I guess we can talk about this issue of submarines being the last ones left in the game. I think I might have mentioned it once before, but I feel like this is something that Wargaming should do something about. I mean, no offense to the submarine player, but I've never seen a solo submarine win the game that they're in. I'm sure there's some rare exceptions if there's only one ship on the enemy team and they're really low health, but submarines are just not good in this situation for lots of reasons. One of the primary ones being that they're really slow, and also they kind of rely on stealth, but when everybody is looking for you, it's just really, really hard. But anyway, the point is they're also really good at hiding, just dragging the game out. And they're kind of motivated to do so because that's the only way they can get more damage and like pad their stats. So you end up with this dynamic where these games just drag out. You get kind of this part of the end that just kind of drags a little bit. Not quite sure what the answer is, but I feel like some kind of gimmick or forced rule where, for example, the battery life of the submarine depletes more rapidly when they're the only ones left or something like that. Sometimes it's a real problem. This guy's going to do the honorable thing and like actually try and play the game and do damage and get close to the enemy ships. But, you know, what if he just sailed to A1 and parked there and took his hands off the keyboard? It's not hard for him to do if he's willing to waste his time, and he wastes an enormous amount of time of all the other players in the game. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is about the T-61. Is it worth picking up as a premium? I don't know. It's probably not super expensive. So I haven't played yet. I don't think the German tech tree one. So I can't tell you how different this is than that. I'm not sure exactly what the differences are, but it is a good destroyer. I had a good game in it. I think the 6.1 detect and the good torpedoes and the smoke and the hydro is a winning combination. So yeah, I mean, I could see picking this one up. I think you could do worse than a T-61. Not an amazing game for me personally. I think like 1,000 XP, middle of the table somewhere, but you know, not so bad. It'll do. A victory is a victory, and I feel like I played well. So yeah, that'll do it for this one. I will see you guys in the next video, which probably won't be another tier 6 destroyer. I should move on for a while.